Okay, this market continues to be very resilient, just pushing to all-time new highs. We're looking at the weekly chart, we'll look at the daily, we'll look at the trade of the day. Sitting way up here, just ignoring all the data telling it's supposed to pull back. Market's just chugging along, and that's great. We're still making some money here going this way. At least some of us are. All right, really nice. Nothing yet indicating that this pullback's, or I should say this cycle low, that we're going to see a pullback into the cycle low. I haven't seen anything at all that's suggesting it's going to happen. Now, it could still happen. You know, it's still a good, really just 3 weeks. So there's still definitely some time left here before this starts to set in. But the further we get along and we don't see any kind of pullback happening, then the greater the chance the pullback won't happen, or it'll be very shallow, right? It'll be a very shallow pullback. So right now, with only 3 weeks till this cycle low, we would have to start seeing a pullback pretty soon, probably before this become really significant. Though, you know, occasionally you do get, you know, 3 weeks in a row like this, you get a big boomer. So it does happen. There's 3 right here too. So 3 is still very reasonable, very common as a matter of fact. Here's one that's basically 4. Here's something that's 5, but you can see the initial 3 is there. And here's, you know, 3 again. So very common to see 3 pullback. So right at the moment, you know, no big deal. Right, still time for this pullback to start to form and do its thing. But I mean, if let's say we get to, you know, January 7th and the market's still chugging higher, then I would say forget about it. You're not going to see much of anything going on there. It's going to be kind of like this. Let's see, there was a December 10th pullback, I think, right here that nothing happened. Look, nothing. So for now, we can't say that there won't be a pullback. But if, like I said, if I see like, you know, January 5th, 6th, 7th going on the weekly chart, and we still got green candlesticks going on here, then I would say this pullback's probably just not going to happen, or it's going to be extremely shallow and there isn't going to be much there. So the market remains very resilient right now. Okay, all right, let's move over to the daily. Okay, so here we are on the daily chart, the S&P 500. You can see today right here, this candlestick, we hit 4834.5, new all-time high for the futures. You know, I have this as the nearest support if we do get a pullback. Here's that second week of January at 46.52, but there is a little something right here, which is, you know, this could be considered this 47.43. Okay, so that could also happen. If that's all we get is that little nothing pullback to 47.43. Okay, so I guess I can put that in there. Let's duplicate here. We'll put that like right here. Right, duplicate this line too, throw it up there, and then I'll shorten this line. Okay, I guess I could have shortened it right then and there, but that's okay. Get that out of there. Edit this. No. Let's see, is it gonna activate? We'll put it just right here. And this is, what is this low? 47.43. So let's do this. 47.43. That would be support if we do get any kind of pullback. That, you know, now as the market's getting, you see it's got this second little, we got this pullback here on December 20th. It's getting a new little run going on. So this now, these two candlesticks, you know, we can't ignore them. They are the base for kind of a new support. So that's what's happening there. Let me just correct this line because I got a feeling it's not exactly where it's supposed to be. A little bit off. Ah, come on. I was hitting the tab key there. Hitting the wrong key. Okay. Here you go, 47.43. So that would be the nearest support, and the one below that would be 46.52 on the daily. Right? For you that want to, all those that want to do Fibonacci retracement, go do your thing. But these are what I call natural supports. I tend to follow these much more than the retracements. So this is the number I would say if we get a pullback would be the first support. Okay. And there are your cycle lows. This one right here is the one that really stands out more than the January 8th one, simply because it lines up with the weekly. You can see this looks like it wants to continue to do this. So market, you know, until the market says otherwise, this thing is still going up, right? And that's great. We just take our positions. My opinion is keep them kind of small, you know, small to medium positions, you know, have your mitigation techniques in place. In other words, you got to deal with the potential for the market to pull back suddenly. Because remember this day right here, it happened quick, right? This day happened quick, caught a lot of people out. So you have to have, some type of risk management in place for that kind of day, right? You can't just leave orders rolling. You have to have risk management, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's why I say small to medium positions I think are better, because even if you do get caught out, it's not breaking your bank, yeah? It's not busting your account. And then, of course, just simple things like, stops, stop losses, trailing stops. And there's lots of other strategies that can be used to mitigate losses, but I'm just giving you basic order stuff. You should really put some time and energy into how to mitigate and minimize the market moving against you, right? You need to think about that. How do you, you don't want to go around paranoid about it, but you do need a plan, right? Okay. So that's the daily. Let's look at the trade of the day, because there was a really nice trade of the day today. All right, so here we are on the 15-minute chart, and this is just like golden. This one's even a little bit better. This was pre-market at 6:45 CST time, Texas time, and this was 9:15. They both were good. If you were up pre-market, this was a no-brainer. This one right here just stands out for sure. The trade of the day. You can see it's above this bottom line. There's a red line here. It's above it. That tells you how the market is strong. Look at this. It doesn't even come down to the bottom line. Just look at these pullbacks. They're just not coming to the bottom line. Even this one here. You know it's when the market's strong when you see this kind of stuff. So it comes down, curls up. No reason not to take the trade right there. Bam, take it. If you're a late riser, you're doing some other stuff, this one's even easier. Because the market's so strong. Now, it isn't always the case. If the market wasn't as strong as it was, I'd be reluctant to take a trade above this line. MACD's big and fat and wide here, so that's kind of nice. But the market being as strong as it is, this is a little bit riskier entry. But as it turned out, it was still good. But this one's the one that really shines. This is the one you want to get in on. Low SMI. MACD's just going to start coming up here. That's just absolute banging. This trade doesn't get any better. Nice, huge, profitable day. Looking at about 10, 20 points. Probably pretty easily here. A minimum 17, 18 points, more like 20 points here because you got this big wick here. So that's probably a good solid 20 points with the profit right there. And that's huge in futures. That's just absolutely mammoth. That's big money. Okay, I'm sure it is an options too for those that pick the right strike prices. But see, that's the difference between options and futures. Futures, I don't have to try to pick a strike price and get it right. I don't have to worry about it. That's the beauty of futures. Now, I don't dispute that there's a lot of money can be made in options. Sometimes you can make huge money in options. Okay, but futures are just more, to me, are more reliable, more steady. I don't have to worry about picking a strike price and getting it right. Yeah. I don't have to worry about decay and all this other nonsense. Futures, man, you just enter right here and you just take the ride. Now, the profits may not be quite as good on a big move in options, but they're still going to be really very good. I mean, you're going to make a lot of money in futures, and it just eliminates all the stress of options. Oh my gosh, options are just, to me, it's kind of a fool's game, to be honest with you. Futures are just much more simpler. Yeah, no strike price nonsense. There are other things about futures you do have to take into consideration. There is expiration, but in this product, it's every 3 months, so no big deal there. Okay, there isn't the issue of decay, not really. Okay, though you have to have a margin. You have margin. You have to have margin for options too, but the initial margin requirements for futures is pretty high. Depending on the product, it's pretty high. Options, you could spend as little as much as you want within reason, depending on what you're trading. So the one thing I think that catches people out about futures is that can be a pretty decent sized initial margin that you have to cover to trade the product. That's if you trade E-minis. E-micros is better. The initial margin is lower. And a lot of people don't understand mark to market. you're going to trade futures, you have to understand the concept of mark to market. It's very important how you understand that and how it impacts your account every day at closing. Really, really important. Okay, so I didn't want to get into, into that necessarily in this video, but just thought I'd mention it real quick. So that was right there to me is the trade of the day. Really nice, super nice, easy trade, super easy trade. Right, so if you want to become a member, you just saw me do the trade of the day with the Get Us Plus indicator, indicating when there might be a trade. It's a really nice indicator that I created. There's also on the hourly chart, there's cycles on there. The cycles have been pretty solid. They've been accurate within an hour or two, so that's been really nice. And there's also cycles on the daily chart as well. So let's talk about what comes with the membership. First of all, if you want to become a member, just read the instructions very carefully right below the YouTube video. Okay, once you've read the instructions, click on the link. It'll bring you over to this server right here. Then you click on Server Shop. Takes you to this page, $7.99. Okay, it's coin, guys. This is ridiculously cheap. This is like coin. A lot of my members are making anywhere from $100 to $400 a day. I mean, they don't think about this. This is just change, pocket change. Okay, I honestly believe if you're patient, you're going to make money with the service. Just don't come to the service with a Texas Hold'em all in poker attitude. This is a lotto. We're going to make $1 million in one day. That's just a really bad attitude. This is not gambling. This is learning how to become a great trader so you can make steady money coming in and build a big fat account. Okay, and understand risk management as well, and how to use the service to help make you a better trader and make bank. Let's talk about what comes with the membership. So down here's the streaming charts. When you join, you can come here, click on this. You're going to see 3 streaming charts: the 1 hour, the 15 minute, and the 5 minute. Now the 1 hour, as I mentioned already, has cycles on there to help you for entries and exits, kind of a guideline. Also the Get Us Plus indicator, which you just saw in the trade of the day, is on all 3 of those charts, so really nice. And whenever that Get Us Plus indicator indicates that there might be a trade, it sends an alert over to this channel right here, S&P 500 alerts channel. So super nice. Even if you're not watching the streaming charts, you can get alerted on the Discord app. Okay, and this app right here will load and install on a desktop, Windows desktop, a laptop. It'll install on mobile devices, but like I said, for mobile devices, make sure you read the instructions below the video first, okay, and how you're going to make that happen. So that's very useful, right? You get the streaming charts and you get alerted. So even if you're not paying attention to the charts, you can still get alerted on your phone. Let's say you can look at the market and decide whether or not you want to make a trade, right? Okay, in addition to that, we get alerts for these products as well. Gold, crude, and the top 30 stocks for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Now, these don't have streaming charts, but they do get alerts. And the daily only alerts will be the same symbols as this, the top 30 stocks for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, but only if the Get Us Plus indicator, basically if it's on the daily charts, what happens. If you get a daily alert on the daily chart, right? Or an alert on the daily chart, it's going to come in here instead. Because some people want to do swing trades rather than intraday stuff. So that's kind of what that channel is. Okay, premium symbols every day, Monday through Thursday. I put premium symbols in there. It can be as many as 4 files. Future symbols, optionable stocks, symbols that look like they're getting ready to be shorted, and industries. So it can be anywhere from like 2 to 4 files, just depending on what happened during the day in the market. Really nice channel. Go in there, get your symbols, go through them, figure out which ones are best for you. I trade a lot of the futures products in there, so I look at the futures symbols quite a bit. Okay, occasionally I trade currency. That's what this channel is. So I might drop in there, Aussie dollar. I usually trade the futures, not the Forex. So the Aussie dollar I might trade, or the euro dollar, or maybe like the British pound or something. If I do that, it'll be in here. Okay, every night I send out email to the members. So if you want to get the nightly email, put your email in here. Once you join, just drop your email in there and I'll pick it up. And with that, you get the S&P 500 chart is attached to the email. And I usually give a couple sentences or more of my opinion about what I think the market's going to be doing. Okay, fixed income with inflation being as high as it is, and here is some CD rates, also a savings account that I put in there that I'm making over 5% on, and I do trade corporate bonds. So whenever I do that, I'll put in here, hey guys and gals, I'm trading this corporate bond, just so people get an idea of what my thoughts are on speculating, if you will, Actually, for bonds, I usually buy and hold all the way to maturity. I usually look for discounted bonds. So they might be a little speculative to get a little bit higher rate, but I try to keep it within reason, not to get too crazy. And so that's what that channel's for there. Then these two channels are just general chat, S&P 500 channel and the member chat. If you've got a support issue with usually it's email. Hey, I didn't get my email. Then put it in the email channel. Any other support, just put it in member chat. Okay. Also, this is just general chat, people talking in here about whatever. And the S&P 500, it's pretty obvious. We talked about the S&P 500. And this is so all these channels here, this is everything that comes with the membership. Everything in this big old rectangle. Okay. This is the only channel that's open to everybody. And there's really nothing in there. It's just like, hello, welcome to the server. Right. So all the services take place in here. Super deal, guys and gals, for $7.99. I mean, I'm telling you, if you're just patient, join the service, invest in yourself a little bit, right? Pay for 3 months, learn how to use the service, learn to understand the GITIS Plus indicator, understand what cycle analysis is. I think if you do that, you got a really good chance of making money. And it has a lot to do with your maturity level, how patient you are, how big your account is. There's other factors, but I think eventually, if you're patient, you're gonna more make up for the membership cost there. Okay. One other thing I want to talk about is the rules for members that have already joined. If you haven't read this, please read the rules. For new members, also read the rules. And here is, play nice with everybody else, be nice with everybody else on the server. Okay. Don't make me to be the bad guy and kick you out of the server, but I will if you don't follow the rules. All right. Also in here is refund rules and a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I only give my opinion. That's also in there. Okay. All right, that's it. So like I said, click on the link, come to get a server, click on server shop. Here's how you subscribe, $7.99, super, super deal. Hope everybody had a really great Merry Christmas. I know New Year's is coming up too. So happy belated Merry Christmas, everybody. And happy trading as well. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.